All right! I love the future!
I want to come back to the fungus roots.
Cool.
So that experiment I was talking about with the carbon-14.
Yeah.
They pumped carbon-14 into a bag, and the tree breathes it in and creates hydrocarbons out of it.
Okay.
But it's radioactive. Carbon-14.
All right.
They made carbon dioxide out of carbon-14. So it's radioactive carbon dioxide. Can be tracked with a radiation detection device. And within minutes, they were picking up radiation in all of the surrounding trees.
What does that mean?
It means that the big tree, the overstory tree, that's capturing most of the sunlight is creating photosynthetic compounds and sharing them through either the fungal network, the mycorrhizal network,
for everyone else,
or directly through the root grafting network for all the other trees. And like, it's not just trees of the same species that root graft. I've actually read that trees of different species will root graft into one another.
Wow.
So like, it's like a brain. It's like it's all interconnected and like
blowing my mind right now.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we are a part of that. Like, think about the fungal network. Say you walk through a forest. Imagine you're in bare feet. That fungal network is charged. It's like negatively ionically charged. Now, just imagine your nervous system. It's like, you've got your brain. Imagine you're just a nervous system. So it's like the stem of the spine, but then it's like all these strands. Like fingers like sweeping across the ground. You're in bare feet. And so like your nervous system, you're a hydromagnetic system, right? And so like that interfaces with the ecosystem as well. At a latent sort of subconscious level.
Dude,
right? You can tap into that consciously.
There are so many ways that we actually connect, and it's like what blew my mind was just like being reminded of like the illusion of the separation. It's like all these trees. We see all the trees standing separately. Firstly, like you're saying the biggest tree is not like. Because we have this idea of like the biggest guy gets the biggest lunch.
Yeah, it's like taking.
And actually, like biggest guy.
I've captured the sunlight.
Yeah, I'm the biggest. But it's actually like, okay, I've got this opportunity to share.
I got this, guys.
I got this, guys. Yeah. So like that tree's talents are actually benefiting the whole.
Yeah.
And oh man, you blow me away, bro. Like it's so crazy because like I was listening to this guy talking about what was it? Alpha males.
Yep.
And he was saying like, well, it's just. My point is that we kind of like have this real big misunderstanding of reality. Like we kind of see all the trees separate. We don't realize that under the surface they're working together. I mean, the biggest tree is helping.
Yeah.
And then he was talking about like alpha males. We've got this idea that like an alpha male is the kind of like strongest, biggest guy in society who then gets fed everything or whatever.
That's ridiculous.
So this guy who's an anthropologist, social anthropologist or animal anthropologist, he went and like studied all these primates populations, and he found that like the alpha male or sometimes an alpha female is actually the biggest nurturer in the group, the person who solves the problems, the person who's looking after everybody, and grooming. Like they actually did like a scale of like every member of the group, and you have like this kind of like scale, if you have like a bar graph, of every person or every member of the group and how much they care for others and do grooming.
Okay.
It was like this kind of like, it went like a hierarchy like that.
Yeah.
And then you had the alpha, like
way
that, way up. Like they spend more time and that connecting and looking after everybody.
Yeah.
And that's actually how they get the status of alpha.
Yeah, of course.
Is because they give the most. They offer the most, which is what our leaders, should be. This is Simon Sinek's work, by the way.
This has been like something that's really, really been on my mind about alpha males. Is like, people think like, especially in America, they're like, I'm gonna dominate the work environment.
Yeah.
But it's like, people in power shouldn't be in power because they beat everybody else up and claimed that power. They should be in power and places of leadership because they take the most responsibility and they're the most accountable. And generally they should really be placed in points of leadership not because they want to be, but actually because they don't want to be leaders.
Absolutely.
But people are saying, no, you are the leader.
Yeah.
And they're like, I don't want to be the leader. And they're like, yes, that's exactly why we want you to lead, because you're a good leader.
I got shivers, bro.
You don't want to take all the power. You know, you actually care for everybody, and you want to see that everybody's is helped and taken care of.
Absolutely, dude.
You know,
like 100%. There's a really good story to illustrate that. There's the guy who's like a public speaker for like he's going to like this big event, and he's gonna like present the keynote speech, right? So I think it's a true story actually, and so he shows up and he's got a paper cup.
Yep.
So he shows up to the talk and he's got a paper cup, and he's like, you know, last year I didn't have a paper cup. All right. Last year I gave the speech and I was the CEO of blah 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 company. You know, I was like the man. This year I'm not the CEO of the company, and last year I flew first class to this event. I got off the plane. There was someone waiting for me to take me to my hotel. You know, woke up in the morning at the hotel. Someone waiting for me downstairs to bring me here. When I came in, I went in through. I was ushered through the back entrance to kind of like the green room area, where I was given this really nice mug with a freshly made coffee. All right. And this year, I'm not the CEO of the company anymore, and I caught my own plane to be here. You know, flew coach. I landed, you know, had to organize my own transport taxi to my Airbnb that I organized. And this morning when I came here, I, you know, drove myself here in my rental car, and I had to go through the front like everyone else. And I went into kind of the green room area, and to get a cup of coffee, I had to take, you know, a plastic cup and make myself a cup of coffee, you know. And he was like, last year I was given everything. I was treated like a CEO, and this year, you know, I got a plastic cup. And he was like, the point is, he said, is that he's actually a plastic cup person. Right. In fact, everyone is. Everyone is just a paper cup. Sorry, a paper cup person. The reason that the CEO or the leader gets given all this shit is because of the responsibility that he takes on.
That's it.
Just to finish, like it's not the person who deserves all the things. It's the position.
The position.
And people forget that. You know, so
that's very well well articulated. I like that.
It was a good story. I think it's also from Simon Sinek. I don't know if you know him.
I haven't heard of him. No.
He's all about, I guess, like conscious business and getting out of these sort of like illusory, you know, destructive normal that we run business with. You know,
that's my dream, dude.
Yeah, me too, bro.
The Fungus Federation.
All right, okay. Let's talk about that. Then.
I'm gonna take a quick pee.
You're gonna take a quick pee.
I'll be back.
Okay. All right.
This is nice.
So this is for you. I know you love these.
Yes.
I'll tell everyone what they are. They're kumara noodles. I think I made them for you once, right? And then
Ari's been like desperate to find them.
Oh man.
By the way, dentist.
Steve!
Tell Aidan I say saw, dude.
Oh, Simon, dude! I saw it. I used to live with Steve. He's from America.
Oh, true.
Yeah, he'll be over in like what's the state? Illinois.
Illinois.
Yeah, dude.
Have you been to the States before?
Yeah, I spent 4 months, 3 months in the US, like 2017.
Okay.
I spent 2 months in Wisconsin, and I took a couple of trips to Illinois. Wisconsin's pretty beautiful, the land of beer, cheese, and motorcycles.
All right.
I like beer,
it's a good mix.
but not genetically modified beer.
Right, okay.
I got really sick over there actually because I refused to fucking eat anything genetically modified, and it was ridiculously hard.
Everything,
to get
really?
Everything, dude. It was ridiculously hard to get organics.
They got Whole Foods and stuff.
We had to drive an hour and a half to get to an organic store.
Wow.
There was only like one or two in the state.
Yeah.
And then I spent like 1 month in Colorado, and it was the best.
That's what I heard. Yeah,
dude. I learned how to make butane hash.
Crazy.
Oh my god.
That's crazy. Yeah.
God.
I got a friend from Colorado who like I didn't see him for a few years, and then he was just straight into like medical marijuana and everything, and like it was just blowing up there. So they, I think everybody knows this, but they generated more income in the first like year or so, first month or whatever, than like all alcohol tax, you know, for the whole year or something like that, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, like if New Zealand legalized cannabis, the cannabis tourism industry would make us one of the most wealthy countries in the world, I reckon.
Yeah, and it grows so well here
I mean,
too. Like,
maybe that's an exaggeration, because like there are a lot of bigger countries than New Zealand. But I think that it would really change our economy. And hey, don't get me wrong, like, I mean, I've been a chronic cannabis smoker for like 10 years, dude.
Right.
Like,
Chronic.
seriously, like, chronic, morning to night. Like, so much. But like, I mean, I just turned 27. I pretty much haven't smoked weed since then. Like, occasionally I've treated myself, but, you know, like, I found that it's really held me back in life. But, you know, like, I've been through a lot of trauma.
Yeah, right.
And it just acts like a safety blanket, you know? Like, it just makes you a bit apathetic, to be honest, when you smoke it, you know, habitually.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it made me not care so much about the hard stuff that was going on in my life, but by the same token, it makes you less adept to deal with that. You just kind of like push it to the background and like, well,
Totally
I'll
right.
worry about that later.
Yeah,
You know,
no.
it just keeps creeping up on you.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Well, life doesn't go away.
No,
like,
it
you
doesn't.
You're just.
But I gotta say, now that I'm not smoking so much, life's like way too real.
It is, man. Fuck yeah, I know.
Where's that cushion, man? Where's that good cushion
Do
at?
you know? I don't know if you know. Like, I haven't touched like drugs or alcohol for like 3 years now. Like, just over 3 years. So like, I know the struggle, bro. Like, the struggle's
shit.
real.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, and I was exactly the same as you. Like, I just felt like it was holding me back. Like drugs and alcohol. Like, I was using it as a crutch. I mean, I'm really jealous of people who can just use it on the weekend, like have fun with it, and then get back to real world on Monday. I cannot do that.
Yeah, I find for me it's either do or do not. Because
Yeah.
like if you smoke it once, you have no tolerance to it, and so it's like fucking intense as fuck. And it's actually quite an uncomfortable experience, I find. You actually got to like smoke a bit of it to get some tolerance to actually be able to even enjoy it.
Oh, that's true too.
You know, so it's either do or do not.
Especially as strong as it is these days.
Yeah.
You know? Like, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, like, I found some stuff that was 88 to 93% THC.
Well, like
which
bud?
is
or
no,
dab or something.
wax pen.
Right.
Like, butane hash comes out at like 25% THC. And that
Really?
shit's fucking strong.
Really?
So this shit's ridiculous, man. Like, one puff and you're like, whoa, fuck. And it's indica too. Like, that shit.
That's drugs
man.
though, right? I mean, are you getting any of the like the CBD, CBAs?
Yeah,
like, are you getting
yeah.
like full spectrum?
I've got some like CBD e-liquid.
Okay.
I find it really good. It's a really good muscle relaxant.
Right.
I find that it doesn't have any surface level psychological effects.
Okay.
I've been vaping it, but I'm finding vaping's not.
No, what the CBD oils? You've been vaping?
Yeah, well, it's not
right.
oil. It's like an e-liquid. It's dissolved in vegetable glycerine.
Okay. All right. Okay.
But I mean, I had one of those vape companies approach me and be like, "Hey, if you can produce CBD here in New Zealand, we'd buy it off you because like we're currently getting it from overseas suppliers, and
Wow.
we want to support New Zealand industry."
Were those the guys on Waiheke Island?
No, down in Wellington actually.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, but they were also really
interesting.
keen to make other kinds of like native plant extracts to vape.
Oh, cool.
You know?
Oh, that's nice. That's a nice mix. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and like New Zealand's native plants really haven't been studied that much in terms of their like alkaloid and chemical profile. You know, like fungi are one of the least studied kingdoms of organisms on the planet.
On the planet, yeah.
And New Zealand's fungi are less studied again.
Yeah, obviously.
You know,
yeah,
so
right.
like we have a wealth of untapped resources here in New Zealand.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
All right! I love the future!